All right. So just so excited to have you here today. This is my first story of transformation. It's telling the story of people that have gone through the center who have come to Dolphin Touch and worked with me here in the center in some capacity, and just to share some of your experiences. And first, before we begin, I'd like to tell people about you. Yeah, look at us. Look at where the camera is. There you are. So yeah, you're in Seattle, Washington. So you're mostly on Camino Island, which is one of the many islands out there in Seattle. And you have your own radio show, Lift Your Spirits with Dena Maire, which is awesome. And I've been on your show quite a few times, and I love the way you promote Kauai and you tell about your stories and the whole theme about your show. And then you also have Seattle Awakening. What's the name of the magazine?
Seattle Natural Awakening.
Natural Awakening. And such a beautiful magazine, and it shares some really wonderful stories, and you tell about different things going on in the island, in Seattle, and it's just a great resource, and different health modalities and all of that. And you also teach Reiki, and you do chakra readings, and you've got a book. You have your book with you. There it is. Yep. There it is, Our Energy Matters. So yeah, I'm so happy to have you on the show. Thank you for showing up. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go into the story.
Oh, let's see. I probably years ago was a personal trainer. So I got to work with people over time on their physical body. Became a hypnotherapist. So I got to work with people in their minds and the way they thought about themselves. And then I became a Reiki master. So all three of those things made me a personal trainer for the body, mind, and spirit. And I wrote the book Our Energy Matters, and also a coloring book called Lord's Angel, which talks about grief and crossing over. And I think I'm a healer, Jeannie. Do you think that's what I am? I think over time I just
yeah, you definitely facilitate healing. I mean, just your energy and who you are and what you carry in that energy and that space that you offer others, just that nurturing, loving, supportive energy. Yes, absolutely.
I'm loving. Mom.
And your mom.
3 children, yep.
Yeah, yeah. And so you're out in Camino Island, and you have your radio show, Lift Your Spirits with Dena Maire, and that is such an inspiring show. Tell us a little bit about your show.
So it started as just a fun little hobby, I guess, and then the Seattle Natural Awakenings picked it up, and so I started interviewing not only the people in the magazine, but people that I worked with over years. So, of course, Jeannie and her family, kids I've mentored. Next week this week I have my son on, talking about his experience growing up and getting through high school. Also, kids that I've mentored who have, are going to graduate, and the things they've learned, like the chakra work and the Reiki work and how it's changed their lives. So the show was just kind of my way of spreading the word about how important it is to heal yourself, and also how important it is to do art, music, and community and get people outside to meet each other, like your center or a music festival, any event where people can get together, like the mind, body, spirit connection. Or we did a healing event at your place.
Yeah, we did.
Those are the things I want to tell people about so they can get out and meet other people. That's what I'm passionate about.
Yeah, you're all about connections, making connections, connecting people, and you're the go-to person on Camino Island. If there's anything going on, Dena knows about it, and she's probably there at the event. You just did an event last weekend, right? With
Glass Quest, and then there's so much going on, but it's about community and getting people out to meet one another, and smaller events where you can get to know the local artist or the musician and tell your own story.
Awesome. So people can find you on Lift Your Spirits with Dena Maire or denamaire.com.
either one.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll post that at the end. Tell more about it. So we want to get to your story, your transformational story, and we want to start from the beginning of how you came to know Dolphin Touch and how you came to the center and the synchronicities that happened that got you here. That was so amazing. Can you share that?
You want to start the story?
Yeah.
Because it goes back 5 years. I was teaching a class on the chakras. I do a weekly class, chakra, crown chakra to the root chakra. And I got through the crown chakra and I wrote, I want a vacation, someplace warm, learn how to meditate, go back to meditating daily, run 2 miles, eat, drink in moderation. And there was one more, I can't remember what it was. And then 2 weeks later, I was on Kauai. And totally, it was synchronistic because Spirit told me to get on an airplane and save my own life. So I did, and I kind of
talk about the power of manifestation, you know? I mean, yeah, you just write it down in your intention and boom, it happens. I love that. I love that.
And then I went back, finished my class up. My life changed a lot. I decided, me and my ex-husband, to split ways. And then I went back to Kauai, and that's where I met Jeannie the second time.
Yeah. Yeah, so you were kind of like driving down the road, and I think you even had our brochure in your hand, and you picked up a hitchhiker who happened to be connected to the center, and you started talking, and she's like, oh, you should go see Jeannie at Dolphin Touch, and you were actually driving there at that time.
Yep. And she says, you have to meet Jeannie. And when I walked in, I thought, well, I have a book. I was there to get a massage, but I thought, hey, I have a book. I might as well show her my book because I saw your center, how beautiful it was. And you were busy, and you said to me, Dena, why don't you read my son? And the rest is history.
Yeah, she did a chakra reading on my son. And it's really cool the way she does chakra readings. Can you show the back of your book?
So it's a cheat sheet. It's kind of
yeah. So all the chakras are there, and she has this crystal layout that she does, and you pick crystals, and she does her whole reading based on that, and it's really, really an awesome program. I mean, it's amazing how quickly you can see which chakras are blocked, and then you right there have a recipe to unblock those chakras. I love that. Absolutely love that.
And then I think I was 10, 15 minutes into reading Sean. And then I mentioned that I was all alone on the island. I had actually ended up there by myself, a little bit depressed, no idea of where I was going or what I was going to do, and I needed help. And 10 minutes later, you and your son are in that room pulling out a tablecloth, chairs, a table, and a tent from outside, and you packed my car with it so I could do an event right down the road. And that started me, well, then I had to come back, and a lot of things happened on that trip that were really, really amazing. And you were my earth angel, your whole family.
Oh.
Earth angels.
Yeah. It was so serendipitous how it all came together and how it all happened. And it's all about like intention and what you put out to the universe and what you're manifesting that you can create. And you obviously, you wanted some change in your life. Things weren't working the way you wanted them to be. And you put that out there, and to have support through that transition. And it was so funny because you were actually outside in your car, and I just came over to you and wound up just being at the right place at the right time when you needed a friend to talk to.
And that was the second time, and you guys took me in. It was a bunch of women healers. I got some acupuncture, and you and I did a reading, and I think I did Reiki with you. And that started this beautiful friendship, but also, me learning how to listen to spirit and let it drive. And I really got there the first time, and I went to the Hindu temple, not knowing it was a temple, there early in the morning, 8:30, and I hear my intuition say to give my books and services away for a year. And I'm at a point where I have no idea where I'm going in my life. I'm like driving while blind. My intuition is gone. I'm depressed. And I get this, it was a very clear voice. And that's how I end up coming back and meeting you and more people on the island. And you're my family. But it was by giving my services away with that book, and you've allowed me over 5 years to go back and reach out to other people on Kauai and around the world. I mean, that's what you did for other people, is by opening your home, you helped other people, so I could be a conduit. I think that's what happened. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how you make these connections to people, and that's what's so beautiful about having a center and having a place for people to come back to and to come and visit and to reconnect and then to share. And you've shared with a lot of other people the center, and you've directed a lot of other people that are looking for healing or transformation and want to do workshops. And it's been an awesome connection to have you here and have you go through that. So tell me a little bit, like, what were some of the things that you kind of the first impression when you first walked into the place?
It was bustling when I walked in. I think I just got there when it opened, and that's when everyone's getting into their healing room. And I think it quieted down when everyone goes to the massage or acupuncture, and then you were working with someone, and it was just Sean and I sitting there at your desk, and I felt immediately like I was at home. I mean, it is a little house, and it's got a kitchen, and it's very inviting. I mean, that's what I think the center offers in the kind of bustling town of Kapa'a. It's this beautiful beacon of light is what it is. It's a
Mhm.
home that you open up to pretty much anybody, anyone.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea, right? To make you feel comfortable, because people, in my experience, I'm sure with you and you doing your Reiki, that they have to feel safe. They have to feel safe. They have to feel comfortable. They have to feel welcome. They have to feel clean. If they walk into a place that's filthy or dirty or dark or just the energy, they can feel the energy. They're not going to just open up. It takes the right atmosphere for people to really open up and to share some intimate things. I mean, there's some intimate things that both of us have shared, not even just with each other, but with other clients and other experiences, and so that's so important.
And there's so many of them that I don't even know where to start. How many wonderful interactions, and sometimes I'm just leaving, or I'm coming back and it's closed, and I'm still sitting on the steps with somebody doing a little chakra reading, and it really transforms people's lives. Amazing.
Yeah, and it is like that. I mean, that's the thing too, that your life can be transformed in an instant. And someone talked about that instant healing. It's a beautiful quote that Regina Rose spoke to me the other day, and it was just a beautiful way of expressing that. And that's what the message of the dolphins and the whales are. It's like that things can change in an instant. That you don't have to continue this suffering matter. You don't have to take years to heal and work with a therapist. And, it's just like shifting this mindset of how your life you think it should be and shifting it into more love and joy. Yeah. And then what was your feeling like before you came to the center? Like, what were you feeling beforehand, and what's kind of shifted? Of course, not just being at Dolphin Touch, but, what shifted, what have you shifted in your thinking before you and after?
I remembered that day. That day I didn't know anyone, and it was raining because it does that a lot on Kauai. And I just felt so depressed. And I took a ride to the west side of the island. I was going to go down a path. This is metaphoric. That big bumpy path to go to that state park I've never been to. I was going to go there by myself, and I saw cars pulled over with their tires off, and I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't venture by myself on this journey. And I can't believe I just said that out loud. And then I saw the coupon, and I thought, you know what? I need healing, and I need to reach out. There's the magic. I had to reach out to someone else and go somewhere I didn't know and heal. And so I picked up the phone and I called Star, who actually that's where this necklace came from. And I reached out to her, and she gave me a pep talk, and that's how I ended up going to your place and picking up the hitchhiker who was on the way to your place, and she said I had to meet you. But I must have looked up and prayed. I must have said, dear Spirit, universe, God, help me. I was in a really dark place. and you appeared. It was almost like, I call it multiverse. It's like magic when you look up and ask God for help or guidance, and then the lights turn back on again. And I could have went down that bumpy road all by myself, and that wouldn't have been any fun. I
Yeah.
really wouldn't have been any fun.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we definitely have choices all along our path, and you know, it doesn't have to be a lonely path. Absolutely, and you know, you can reach out. You know, and it's just like, you know, we tell people all the time. You're working with the angels and everything else, that you got to ask them for help. You know, they're not going to help you. Oh, there's some trucks going by. I'm going to close this window.
I know that room really well.
You know this
I
room.
know that.
Yes. Yeah, but you know, it's a matter of us asking, and then giving it up to the universe, and let the universe take care of the details. You know, there are times where we want to try and figure everything out, or you know, and it's just like, the more we just surrender and let go, and it's even beyond our expectations of what could happen and what's possible.
So true.
Yeah, so um, so what helped you shift the most? What is it, you know, like when you look, because I know you actually were married at the time when you first came here, and since that time you've gotten a divorce, you're on your own, you're doing your own thing, and you know, and you keep evolving, and you keep first you were connected with Camino Island, and now you're going off on your own and doing your own thing, which I'm really happy to see. Finally, uh, you know, like what was that shift, that transition? That was that?
I think, well, first we have to love ourselves, which I was loving everyone else because I was a mom and raised 3 kids, and I've always had a home, and I always took care of it, and everybody else that walked through the door. And then my kids all graduated, they were older, and I had to ask myself, what do I want? And who am I? And I realized I wasn't living, look, 50% of myself was me, and the rest was just everybody else. And so I had to take that 50% of myself and start asking questions. And I realized I wasn't very happy and I wasn't very healthy. And so I think it took courage. And I think change can be painful. You know, in the long run, it's going to reward you, but it is very hard to say no to people after you've been saying yes for so many years. And I did. I said yes to myself, and I said no to the things I no longer wanted to do, and it just kind of made some people mad. And then I kind of felt alone, and I had kind of to figure out myself by myself. And that's what the island gave me, was time alone. And then I had to have courage. So when my intuition said, Dina, do this and do that, like, I can travel by myself. It doesn't even cross my mind that I'm alone anymore, so I don't feel like I am. But that would have been really scary 5 years ago, to fly by myself, to go someplace I've never been, or even renting a car, those types of things. I didn't think I could go on a road trip without a phone. I mean, these are silly little things, you know, but I kept pushing the envelope, trying new things. And you and I have done a lot of new fun things that push the envelope. And those
Yes.
things that, I mean, I don't think twice about it. Those don't scare me anymore. So you got to find yourself, love yourself, and then you're going to have to get on the dance floor by yourself and dance your own dance. I mean, that's it. And have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so many of us, you know, been in those situations, I think all of us at some point, where we compromise a piece of ourselves for others. And, you know, we give up what we want to do, or we give up even our life path, you know, where we're not following our journey and going on that path that we're here to do because of other people. And so we make sacrifices and compromise our own soul for others, and that doesn't serve anybody. That just,
And that was the last thing I was holding on to. The 50% that I was holding on to was my healing. It was my Reiki, it was my classes, those things. And I was kind of given a choice to get rid of it, or, you know, get a real job. And I just could not give up that thing that filled my heart, which was teaching and energy work. And in the long run, it was those people that came out of the woodwork in the last 5 years that were there for me and were thankful, because you know, I don't really charge most of the time. And again, that 1 year I was just doing it for free. So it was amazing. When I look back, I thought I was trying to help everyone else. They all came in like my tribe, and when I was down, they were the ones that gave me the ride to the airport, or you know, they were the ones that were there for me. And what an amazing story, because they're still with me. That's my family, you know. And if I would have given up that one thing that fed my spirit, I would not be here. You know, who knows where I'd be right now. I had to hold on to the thing that still made me feel the most alive. And I had to let go of my children. I mean, they made me feel alive, my grandkids. But I can't, that's smothering, right? If those are the people that keep you alive. So I was going through that where they're adults, they can go do their own thing. So I had to find that one thing that I do by myself that I enjoy. And it's chakra work, it's Reiki circles, it's, well, and dancing, of course. But, you know, it's those things that make you feel joy, that get you out of bed in the morning. And those are the things I almost gave up. I was so close. I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And all those people's lives that you've touched along the way. It's funny because as healers, we don't know. You know, you do a little chakra reading. You were actually giving free chakra readings at the coffee shop, just people and connecting with people and touching so many people's lives with your work. And just, I think you were saying just last week that someone said, hey, I got a chakra reading and you changed my life with that reading. And there's instances that we don't even know the lives that we're touching. And if you had not been doing your work and helping shift consciousness on the planet, I know I'm getting clear, but no, it's that big that, you know, even the little things that we do, just with the few people that we connect with, and they connect with other people and they connect with other people, and it's just this web that keeps growing and growing, that expands and expands. And you know, it starts with you connecting and touching someone's heart, and they feel your compassion, they feel your sympathy, they feel your understanding, they feel your heart, and it allows them to open and feel their heart. So kudos to you.
You said listening with your heart. That was on the show last week, and I now realize that when I'm working with a 14-year-old or a 17-year-old boy or whoever, I'm really healing a part of myself. You know, that person might be mirroring maybe a time in my life when I was struggling, a woman going through a divorce or whatever. Like when I'm doing healing work, I'm probably healing a piece of myself every time. Mm. So I can do the radio show and I can do the magazine and I can promote events and people, but you have to continue your own healing, even as healers. And there's times, sometimes you have to take time off. So I go to Kauai for the first week, I disappear. No one knows where I'm at because I'm taking time for myself, refueling, and maybe 7 days into it, I'm like, let's go. Let's get this party started, and I'm doing readings and Reiki again, or doing a healing expo. But really spending time to refuel for us healers, well, we're all healers, but we need to take that time where we just get burnt out and empty.
Yeah, I find whatever I seem to be working on in my own personal life or whatever's showing up in my life, in walks in someone in the door with the same problem. And I'm like listening to my own words, like, oh yeah, that's I'm giving them advice or saying things, you know, through spirit, you know, just what comes through. And I'm like, oh, I should take notes on that myself. That's a good idea.
How many times I'm like, Jeannie, we're talking to ourselves, okay? You and I.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, it's that synchronicity, and you know, wherever you're at, whatever you're working on, you know, and that person that comes in that has the same issue, and yeah, we're all just healing ourselves on this thing. So we're all healing.
Hey, Bella, is that Bella? I have to.
Bella is actually here. Now this is
a turtle.
Which you know very well. I think you were sleeping in this guy.
I was sleeping with a turtle.
You were sleeping with a turtle. Yeah. Somewhere.
Oh God.
Yeah.
A lot of time in that room. That's the healing room. There's a dolphin touch water bed. She's got crystals and singing bowls and an amethyst mat. Yes.
Yes, here's Bella.
There we go.
Yes. Now Bella is a healer, master healer. Yes. And She's 16 years old now. She's been here for a very, very long time. And whenever we're doing work in the Reiki room, she like bangs on the door. She's got to be in the room. Like, hey, I'm part of this. I'm part of this healing process. Let me in. Even if she's just, sleeping on the floor on her little cot, she's definitely part of the process here at Dolphin Touch. But so tell us about some of the experiences. I know that we've met some incredible people that while you were here on Kauai, and I know that you did some chakra readings on them. Phil, there's so many people that you've connected with. Victor, I mean, there's so many people that you've connected with here, and just some of the journeys and just share some of the stories that you.
There's so many, and it just seems like I'll do a chakra reading, and then that person invites me somewhere, and then I'm going with them to some sacred spot on the island. But then we become really good friends, and so now when I go back, it is like a family reunion. It's like your uncles and your aunts, and I got people on all sides of the island. And last time I went, this was like just a month ago, 2 weeks ago, time flies. I have to come home and like look at my pictures and go, wow, did that just happen to me? And then it seems like, thank God for Facebook, because I can go and watch people and share some of the photos and then converse through Messenger. But I feel if you are living in joy, the multiverse, is that you'll attract these amazing human beings. And you got to go with me this time, which was so to the labyrinth with Phil.
Yeah, that was so.
And you're doing your thing. I realize when I go there, I'm kind of on vacation, even though I'm still working, and you are working. So everybody has jobs and families, and they take off. And at night, I'm kind of alone because everyone goes home to their families, and I'll meet more people or hang out with the kids. That was a really good time.
Yeah.
And take them disc golfing, Sean, and get Alex to karaoke with me. Oh, that was really fun. Next time we're all going karaoke.
You've been to karaoke.
Oh, okay, I'm remembering. It was so much fun. And I even had a mouth issue, and I still met a lot of people.
Beautiful, by the way. I mean, you can't tell at all. I mean, you're totally good.
But it also made me quiet the first week, and it made me, slow down, and I didn't meet too many people. But I do have to say the time alone, 6 a.m. to about 10, is the most important thing I can do for myself. And I think that's why the rest of the day or the time I'm there is so precious, because I get myself centered, open my heart, see whales preaching, ride my bike, and look at Mother Nature. And then when that sun comes up, I don't think anything can go wrong. It's just so amazing. And I don't make myself do it. It's almost like a little kid in the morning. I'm like, bam, I'm out the door and I'm riding a bike in the dark.
What's your routine? Like you get up and then you go and bike up there. We're so fortunate in our location. I mean, I just love this spot in the heart of Kapa'a town. 1 block from a beautiful coffee shop right around the corner, Java Kai, which you've been to many times. I think you're doing chakra readings there too. And great little restaurants around the corner. But also just 1 block away from this 6-mile bike path that is incredible, all along the ocean. And you get to bike all the way down to Kealia and beyond. And what did you see most mornings when you were out there?
Well, first I get to see the planets. I get to see the moon and the stars. I see the beautiful, like, dusk or dawn. I don't know what it is. It's twilight to me, but it's this beautiful outline, and there's all the palm trees. And then I can kind of measure if it's going to be windy or the wavy, but every day is different. I mean, every day is different, cloudy, no clouds. But by the time I get to my sacred place, I get to see the sun come up, and the whales will breach. I see them every morning because they breach right when the sun hits the water. And this time I saw pods of dolphins. I've never seen that many dolphins just hanging out right there in front of me. But by the time I get down the road, then I usually go swimming and lay in the sun for a little bit, and then I head towards town, which means I could go get juice at the juice company or some breakfast, or just go back to the healing center. I never know who's going to be there. Like, you might be setting up for something or taking someone on an adventure, and then you got healers coming in, you got tourists stopping by, and then I'm giving Reiki to some guy I don't know. He comes back the next day with other people and wants chakra reading. And he just lost his sister to cancer. I mean, I don't know. All I know is this guy needed some healing touch and Reiki and energy work, and then Britcha was there, and I was working with her, and it's always different. But actually, I have the same thing here on Camino. I'm doing Reiki a couple times today with people, and I don't really know what I'm going to do, but yesterday I went on an adventure. I learned how to ride the bus in Kauai and take my bike, and then Victor took me somewhere, and I could take the bus home with the bike.
Right.
Like a little kid again.
Yeah, no, that was so awesome. We've had so many amazing experiences, so many fun times, and getting up early and going and just seeing the whales breach and the dolphins, and yeah, I mean, it's a block away. I mean, so I mean, gosh.
Some people will get up at, right when the sun's hitting, and then they go back inside. I mean, they never get that beautiful star and the moon and any of that. I'm on the bike path 90% of the time by myself. Yeah. And by 9 o'clock it's full. People are taking their walks after breakfast, but I think the best time in any city is before 7. I mean, the streets are empty, and there's those people that get up every day and do the same walk, and by the time 2 weeks go by, they know me. We sat and talked or said hi or smiled at each other. I really love that too. That community where it's so small that you run into the same people.
Right.
On the bus, on the bike path.
Yeah, and I mean, Java Kai is such a great meeting place. It's such a great coffee shop right around the corner, and Kauai Juice Company. We love them, and they have the best juices, cold pressed juices. I mean, that place is always bustling, and the girls that work in there are so friendly, so nice. Everything is just yeah. I mean, it's just such a great little community right here, even though it's a huge town.
You don't have to go through there to get north or south. I mean, that's one thing that you could recognize people driving through while you're eating. I mean, you're waving at people, and you get to know I know some of the firemen now, and I love it. I really, really, and that's why I love Camino, because it's still small enough to where if I go to the grocery store or go to the restaurant, we're gonna sit next to someone you know. I mean, everybody's there, right. And I don't think big cities have that, and that's why I invite people to come to Camino or to go to Kauai, so that you can feel that small town and nature, because you do get disconnected when there's so many people around you. No one's looking up, and they're all, doing their phones, and they're busy because they're going to work. But getting somewhere where you can slow down and reconnect with other people, there's power. There's a lot of power in that.
Yeah, yeah. And I love the fact that you're traveling alone. I think that there's a lot of people now, like, a lot of women, maybe they lost their husbands, or they're divorced, or their kids have gone away, and they want to get out and explore the world. And I love that you had the courage to do that and encourage other people, to travel alone and to connect with a place. You have your family here, like we have the center that you're connected with, and you have your people, but then you have your alone time, and you still you get to choose what you want to do instead of always being with other people, having to compromise or decide or collaborate, or maybe they want to go out to dinner and you just want to go home and rest, or whatever it is. So it's actually a nice option for people, and it's nice that you had the courage to do that and to go out and be alone and travel on your own. And it's nice for other people to hear that, so they have the courage to do it as well.
And I have sometimes my voice is like, yeah, let's go do something with the group. And you watch me sometimes go with the group and go somewhere else. I mean, it's really, it's exercising your will, I guess, to be you. And so sometimes I just don't want to do something. And I find the more I go to Kauai, the less I want to jump off of something, or the less I want to do something crazy. I just kind of want to just be still. And I need to slow down and be slower. So I get so excited about things. But, I do take on a lot of people's energy. So the bigger the group, the more I get wound up like a kid. So me spending time alone and taking that time by myself is probably that's the best medicine. That's what it is for me.
Yeah.
Like this.
So I'd love for you to share your story about Andrew, because Andrew came here and you did a chakra, you guys were talking. Actually, I had left the center. I think I had an appointment, so I don't know what I was doing. And you were on the steps and he was there. And I stopped by. You guys are sitting there. And I stopped by and I hadn't realized that you had just been talking about money, or he was needing money or something like that. And I stopped by and I said, hey, if you want to cut the grass,
So weird.
pay you, because the guy who normally cuts the grass was out of town.
Very
And
crazy.
I was like, yeah, the lawnmower's there, cut the grass, and and tell
This
me
is
that story.
over and over and over again. I went to go get water. I put the bike down and I saw him sitting there. I said, "What are you doing?" Because it's closed, right? And he's outside. I'm waiting for my ride. And I go, "Oh." So I start talking to him about, doesn't matter, I don't know. And then the rocks come out. I haven't even opened the center to get in, and I'm just sitting on the steps with him. I said, "Maybe it looks like you need to make more money or something." And he goes, "I do. I need to make more money. How can I make more money?" And I, I see Jeannie drive up. I go, "Deja vu. Didn't you just leave?" She says, "Hey, and by the way, would you like to make some money?" To Andrew, exactly after I just said that. And then he was kind of waffling, like, "I don't know, maybe if my ride comes, she won't give me a ride." Turned out he mowed the lawn. Not only did he mow the lawn, his friend got a reading, and we basically had a healing session while he mowed the lawn. And I think now he's working with you, right?
Yeah, he's helping me out with cutting grass, and yeah, he's really good at sweeping the leaves, and yeah, no, it's so ironic how that happens, and it's like, yeah, gee, I can make some money, and I've done that too. Or gee, I'd like to make some money, but I'm not really sure how, and they just kind of put it out there to the universe. Okay, this is what I want, or I kind of need money for this project, or I want to do something, or I have some bills, I need some money, just take care of it for me. And in unexpected ways, things show up. Like I actually literally had a check come in the mail, like unexpectedly, and I'm like, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, you have to ask. You better ask first. So you're just sitting there not getting anything, right? You need
Right.
to know what you want. And if you don't sit alone with yourself enough, you're not going to have a clue. Because if you're a mom running around all day getting your kids here, there, and everywhere, and even us working as healers or a full-time job, I mean, when you spend time alone with what I call your higher self or God, or whatever, you get insight. Yesterday, I got so much insight. I got so much done in like an hour because I stopped and I went out in nature and I took a walk by myself, and sure enough, the lights turned back on. I mean, I know what it's like to get things done and force it. I know also what it's like to live in flow. Flow is when things are kind of handed to you, but you've already set your intentions. It's not like things are handed to you when you don't know what you want. You go to the restaurant and you don't know what you want, you don't get anything, or you get the wrong thing and you eat it anyways. But you really have to sit down, and that's why I like teaching or Reiki, because people get insight. Sitting on or laying on the table for an hour by themselves, they get that insight because they've stopped their mind, and that's when spirit can get through.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about Reiki and how that's changed your life? Because I do Reiki too, and I also teach it, and just to understand like what Reiki has done for you in your life.
I think, well, when I first learned it, I was very busy. If you had energy going out your head, that was me. So as soon as somebody practiced it on me, it brought energy down. And I ground every day. I have to, because I vibrate too fast up here, and I'm very intuitive, but it doesn't do me any good if I have 25 voices in my head talking to myself. So Reiki allowed me to learn how to tune up my own energy. And then I taught people about the chakras. So grounding is just as important as connecting to spirit. And then when you get done with my course, you know how to keep your own energy high. So you're dealing with the stuff you can't see that eventually affects the stuff you can see. So if I'm stressed out all the time, of course, my blood pressure is going to go up. But let's say I learn how to lower my heart rate by breathing and going inside. Then, of course, 6 months from now, my heart will heal from that. And it could be something I'm thinking, right? So Reiki helps you tune into your own energy. And then, like I said, chiropractor for your spirit. When you get off the table, you're aligned. And then you go out and do your normal stuff and it gets unaligned. or a massage for your spirit. You just start to feel the part of yourself that matters, which is your energy. So my books are Energy Matters because that's what forms the physical world. And if you aren't practicing meditation or, Tai Chi or anything where you get in touch with the stuff you can't see, very hard to, I want to say not manipulate, but it is control physical matter. You have to get in touch with the stuff like your thoughts and your feelings because that's what manifests for everyone to see. Like when you walk into a house and it feels good, that person probably is pretty calm. You walk into a house and everything feels chaotic. That's how you are when you lay down on the Reiki table. And then if you can get yourself in that space of where you're Om, no place like Om, and you practice that, that's why I have to teach it. Because then I get to be on the table and I get to have my my participants in the Reiki circle. At the end, I'm like, winner, winner, I get to be Reiki by everybody. I mean, it's a win-win situation. So Reiki is something I do because it's a good practice. It's like your Tai Chi or your meditation or walking in the woods. It just gives me more balance. Otherwise, remember the time in the car and you said, Dearie, slow down. You're talking. I'm like, oh.
Right. Ground. Yeah, I love that. Chiropractic for your spirit is chiropractic for your spirit. That Reiki does that. Yeah, I feel the same way about Reiki, and I like to call it an entry drug. It's a healing because it's like the first thing, for energy healing, the first thing to learn or to be aware of or to experience. And then, of course, I take it to the dolphins and you take it to the crystals and and you're intuitive and guided and everything else. So it's just a great way to open things up, and then just, whoa, there's so much depth to Reiki. People actually don't really know the extent that Reiki is capable of. They just know like maybe Reiki 1 or 2 or, hands-on healing, but there's so much more. There's emotional, distant healing, physical, emotional, spiritual healing, karmic healing. There's so much you can do with it. So getting close to the end here, just wanted to say, what is it that brings you back to Kauai and Dolphin Touch every year? And, what is it that, why do you, you
Well, you just made my heart sing. You made my heart sing. I go back, well, because here I am driven. I have to go back. It's like my pilgrimage, but you are my family, and spending time with Sean and Alex and going to the art walking and meeting Britta from Germany and having breakfast with her and me making dinner for everyone. Wasn't that fun? I love cooking. That was so amazing.
It was so beautiful and so homely. I kind of want to see how I can do that more. Have people just stay here, be cooking, and then, it was really fun, really beautiful.
And ultimately, I'm a mom, and I do miss being, in charge of a 3-story house with kids coming through. And so I get to do it when I want to, and that just felt just so lovely. And it's you are my family. And when I go back, I feel Kauai is the mother, and it nurtures me, and it takes care of me, and it refills me. And again, I'd love to live there, but Spirit's like, no, you've got to get back to the mainland and do what you do here. Kameno is totally right for that right now. We have lots of healers on the island. We have lots of places to go and do retreats. So you and I are going to work together. We are.
That's the best of both worlds, part on Kameno, part on Kauai. And, so tell us, you got retreats. You're going to be planning on bringing people here for retreats. Tell us moving forward, what are you doing? What are you seeing going on where you are? Tell me some of the things you're working on. And then I know that we're going to be doing more retreats. Do you have dates for those retreats? You're just going to kind of leave it open that when people approach you, that you'll bring them here for a retreat?
I'm a travel agent for your spirit.
Wow.
So all you have to do is give me a call, and I can help you connect with whether it's Victor or Jeannie, and where you can stay, places to eat. I might go with you occasionally. I'll go back and forth, but you can come to Kameno. It's a short drive away. It's a drive-on island. You can get 1-day retreat. You could go to Kauai. You could do 7-day retreat. I'll hook you up with Jeannie, and she'll connect you with places to stay. She also does lots of healing work and lots of excursions, adventures. So I feel like the travel agent for your spirit. I think that's where we're going. tour directors know for your soul? I don't know, something.
Yeah, I love that.
If you go to Kauai on your own and you stumble through it like I did, maybe you won't be blessed to meet Jeannie. And there are places to go that don't cost a lot, like Kauai disc golf. $20, and you can hang out with Santa Claus and disc golf with a bunch of guys. It was so much fun. It's beautiful, beautiful. But if you don't know, there's places to go. The hike, the bike, you rent a bike. You know, you can spend 5 days just in Kauai, getting in touch with the ocean and the whales and yourself. But healing that goes on at the center is amazing. And here on Camino, I have a new place where I can do healing and my Reiki. And we have a Tama Beach, which is a beautiful place to go for the day and retreat. So you can stay at the cabins there. But I really am encouraging people to get off the treadmill. And I can't think, this is what we've been actually visualizing. Because when I first met, I was the first person upstairs. And you're like, what should we do? And then each time I went back, you kept doing more and more and more. And now you have a retreat center.
Oh, it's really beautiful. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I mean, this is what I love to do. I mean, I love doing the energy work, but just doing it on a table, you know, every day. I want to be out in nature myself. I want to be out doing the hiking and, you know, getting out in the islands, and that's where, and sometimes we'll do that and we'll do a meditation in nature or just do energy healing right there. You don't have to be in a room on a massage table.
Or zip lining or painting our bodies on a cliff.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
I know. Yeah, no, yeah. Well, you know, with us, we never know what's going to happen.
Nope.
Flow. In the flow.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, there's so much to do. Well, so thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. And I'm sure there's more stories that will come. And yeah, well, we're looking forward to more visits out here on Kauai and staying connected with you there in Camino Island. So tell us how we can, I'll post it underneath, but to get connected to you, how they find you.
Lift Your Spirits with Dena Marie, DenaMarie.com.
Nice. All right. And you got a radio show that's every Friday.
A radio show? What?
You have a radio show that's every Friday.
I do.
Yeah.
At 11:50 a.m. KCNW, you can listen online. So if you go to kcnw.com, you can tune in Fridays at 8 a.m. our time. I think that's 6 a.m. your time.
Right now, 6 a.m.
That will be changing, but we're going to do the Best of Kauai coming up on the 24th, I believe, and Jeannie will be on the show with Phil, and we'll get Andrew and Britta on board and talk a little bit about what we did the last time around. And also you can go to the archive shows, which is 11:50 KKNW, Lift Your Spirits with Dena Marie, and listen to a lot of shows that Jeannie's been on, or Phil and Victor. So you can go to the archives and listen to those anytime. And then Seattle Natural Awakenings is the magazine I work with. And Jeannie and I will have something in the March issue about our retreat. And that's at seattleawakenings.com.
Awesome.
Wow, whatever job I have. I'm just kidding.
And you also have a Facebook page. So you can always find Dena Marie on Facebook because she posts a lot. And that's a great, I love your page. It's always got so many pictures, so many stories of all the things you're doing, all the people you're connecting with. And is that just Dena Marie?
So I got Dena Marie, and then there's Lift Your Spirits with Dena Marie, the radio show, and then I have Seattle Awakenings that I have a lot of events on. If you go to my Dena Marie, you'll see all the things I did with Jeannie and the Labyrinth, the whale watching, bike raiding. I have some videos, and I'm going to put that all together, and I'll give it to Jeannie, and it'll be a slideshow flash with music, and we'll have some Best of Kauai.
Sweet. Awesome.
That's the homework.
Yeah, and you can connect here with us at Dolphin Touch, dolphintouch.org, or you can go online and see us on Facebook. We're Jeannie Marie 52, and another Marie, right? And we're connected that way. And mine is yourpathwaytojoy.com. It's my coaching program, and Dena's in that too right now. We're having a great time. We're helping people plan retreats, help people get their programs together and get their word out to the world to be seen and heard. And love that. I'll be posting that underneath the video here. But love to have you guys come out to Kauai. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, a beautiful island. This is, you can see a little bit of my living room. This is the water massage table. Got the turtle on there. And yeah, so come visit us, come have a great time, and thank you so much, Dena, for being on our show and for lighting up our life and just sharing your life with ours, and love having you in my world. And
I love you. Everyone, hi.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Bye-bye.